So first of all, I'll ask some questions about a flight booking experience, and then we'll book some tickets on EasyJet.
Okay.
Imagining a scenario. So it's a test, but it's not your test. We're testing the website. So if you do make mistakes, we do something wrong, that's good for us in a way, because we can
go back and
sort it out. Yeah, that's the point. So really, if you watch people using websites, you can see where there are problems and.
When you say we'll book it on EasyJet,
yeah,
it's a fake EasyJet then, obviously.
No, we'll use a real jet. We'll go up as far as the passenger details.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we just I'll give you a scenario, and we'll do two. We're going to do a quick interview, and then EasyJet tickets, and then BA tickets to the Maldives.
Nice.
If you want, if when you're doing it, going around the website, if you click quite slowly, because Leslie was I forgot to say this the other day, and Leslie's just whizzing around like flight expert. But so when you're doing things, just say what you're going to do. Like, so now I'm going to go and do this, just quite slowly. And that's there. So I'll start the interview now then.
Okay.
So, it's like Mrs. Wilde's drama.
Yeah, Jesus.
Used to do something together. So how often do you fly? How often do you used to fly before COVID?
Maybe once a year.
Yeah. And did you book tickets? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Where did you used to go? What kind of places?
So Spain, France.
Yeah. Spain with your friends.
For friends, yeah, or travelling alone.
Yeah. What did you go on your own for?
A holiday to France.
On your own? Oh,
yes, to stay 6 roses.
Okay, yeah. So, when you're looking for tickets, did you go on on the website on the laptop or your phone, or how did you go?
Laptop.
So on the laptop, yeah. Right. So I'm interested in how flight booking fits into your travel plans, basically.
Okay.
So, so when you think, if you imagine, when did you last go away then? When did you last book tickets to a country then?
About maybe 18 months, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Did you end up going, or did you no?
Due to the pandemic.
COVID, yeah. But have you booked a flight to Spain, like for Craig Jew's wedding or any other holiday for a group of people?
That group, oh God, I can't even remember about that. I think that group was taken over in sections, so several of us, because there was about 15, we did it in small bookings because it altered the booking sort of price and things like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, but it's how come? How did that work then? So
go on.
How did you decide? What got you to that stage when you were choosing to decide in small groups?
If I remember, I think when we were trying to book, when we were looking at prices and we'd go through, then you'd go on again later or maybe book for sort of 4 people and then 6 people, the prices would vary.
Why do you think the prices were varying then? Just because?
I don't know, maybe trying to, get more money and more. I don't know. The seats become less available.
So was it to do with the amount of people you were booking, or just because it was just time?
I'm not sure. I don't know why it was doing that, but it was weird. And then we just decided we're going to let's book in like groups of 4 or something like that. So it was easier to sort of.
Because it was.
And the money, I think.
Is that because it was hard to orchestrate 15 people booking? Or,
yeah.
So you decided to do in small groups. Did you take responsibility for doing one of the small groups then at first?
I actually can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was me or maybe another friend.
So how did you get to that point when you were deciding to go into groups? So let's say, were you talking about Craig Jew's wedding here, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So obviously you knew what date the wedding was.
Mm-hmm.
So you found out they're getting married, you're invited, everyone's invited. What happened? What kind of steps did you go on to go about arranging the accommodation, the flights?
Right. Okay. So we were looking at dates. So we wanted a couple of dates before the wedding, and obviously a few days after.
Yeah.
So we wanted a week's holiday. It did depend on when people could get time off work, what days we went, and what was available for when we were looking at the villa. So sometimes they are strict about what days you've got to check in and a check out date on. I think it was that sort of point into time when we booked the flights.
So we were all on WhatsApp in a group talking about this,
Yeah.
Did you create a group when they got married, they went to get married? for the trip.
Yes, yeah, there was a WhatsApp group for the trip.
So everyone who was going was in that group.
Yeah.
Everyone who was staying there. And did you book the accommodation or the flights first? And when you first started looking, then I don't know whose job it was, or if you did it.
Yeah.
Did you go find a cottage for a villa first, or did you go on
the villa first? I think. I remember. So we were all looking. I think there was about maybe 2 people that was spending time looking at what was suitable for how many people was in the group.
Yeah.
And then we all agreed on somewhere. Someone made the booking because you usually have to pay with a credit card.
Yeah.
And then we all looked at flights
after that. Yeah. And did you look at flights?
Yes.
Yeah. Where did you go first? Look at flights.
I think I might have just typed it in. Maybe looked on my phone first. Things like Skyscanner and things like that, just for airlines that are cheap. And we just all put our little thoughts on if someone else had found a cheaper flight with a different airline, they'd say, "Well, try this one."
Yeah, yeah. So, and it was all within WhatsApp, was it?
Yeah.
So you go onto Skyscanner, type in the rough dates kind of thing, because you'd booked the apartments by this point, so I guess you already had set dates, you knew which days you had to fly. So you went onto Skyscanner, and what did you take with you? What information did you take to the site with you, to Skyscanner? What would it have been if you did it now?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's probably just going to be like the dates though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you take away from the site then? What details did you take away from the site to send off in WhatsApp?
Price, flight times. Sometimes there were different ones, so we wanted to decide whether we wanted to fly, really early and get the most of a day, or we wanted sort of more like an afternoon flight or something like that was a bit more manageable.
Why, and that's an interesting thing that I'm trying to get to though, is like why do you, why morning or afternoon? Is there a reason for that?
I think, it depends, because some people don't like to get up at 3 a.m. and travel to the airport, but I think if you're getting the most out of your break, you want a full day when you arrive.
Yeah, sure. So you took the price and times and stuff. What did you literally do to send it in the WhatsApp group? Did you screenshot it, or did you write it down? Or
I think we both. There was a few links, so if people had found flights, they've looked into them and then looked at maybe booking at a group of 4 and seeing what the various prices were. I think because of the number of people going, it just got a little bit complicated, and so someone made a decision. Right, I'll book for X. For these people, and then you book with these 4 of them. It's also on booking your seats as well, whether you sit together, and that's a factor.
What was making it complicated then?
I can't remember exactly, but there were issues with when trying to book more than 2 or 4 people, the prices changed.
Right.
Why that was happening, I don't know. We kept we'd go back in, try it again, and then someone else would do it the next day, and there'd maybe be a slightly different price.
Yeah.
But I can't remember exactly why I was doing that.
Okay.
And also, there's the money side of it. So if one person's taking responsibility for that booking, you've got to get everyone, to send their funds to someone's account, and it's just makes it easier doing it at a smaller scale.
Yeah, sure. So you've had rough dates. We've found your accommodation first. Went onto Skyscanner. Did you go onto any other websites other than Skyscanner, or just?
I think we did, but I can't remember. Just Skyscanner's the one that just pops to mind. We went had a look on, their own independent, so like Ryanair and Easyjet, stuff like that. Obviously, we wanted like a budget flight. We didn't want to pay a lot.
Yeah, because they show up on Skyscanner, the flights anyway. But do you ever look on the site as well?
Yeah. I think we all did that.
Yeah. So like. People often say that price is important when you're choosing flights, but how do you make sure you've got the best flights, best price?
By things like that, Skyscanner. I think sometimes the good thing with Skyscanner is that there are airlines that you wouldn't normally think of.
Yeah. Like Jet2, like you wouldn't. You think
if you're flying certainly like Air France and things like that for certain trips.
Yeah, fair enough. So you use Skyscanner. And so apart from the price, what information do you compare when you're choosing a flight?
More suitable flight times and the price, really.
Yeah, sure. It's all the same stuff, really, isn't it? Yeah. So how many times do you think then? 'Cause it sounds like you're going back into the website a few times. If people were getting different prices for different numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
how many times, how long do you think it was between setting up a WhatsApp group to go and Craig and Drew's wedding and getting your flights booked for you and your friend and then?
Okay, it probably was, obviously with people working and things like that, it was probably maybe a week. Back and forwards in WhatsApp groups and people sort of putting their ideas in. So, it was a bit drawn out.
Yeah, fair dues. Probably already covered this, but they're like, just reiterate again one time. So you booked your accommodation, you were looking on Skyscanner, maybe looking on other websites to compare prices. So, and times are important, so you want the full day there. You had to decide which people had what days off. So when you came to choosing the final flight, when you pressed the booking, what led you to that decision then? Was it a combination of...
Mainly, the best time that everyone agreed on for flight times and the price.
Yeah. So then...
Can I drink my tea?
Oh yeah.
Is this recording now?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Sorry, I don't care because it keeps going dark.
It's alright. So I think we've covered all this as well because it's like a group flight, it's like group friends. So you spoke on WhatsApp basically. How come you ended up handing the flight over in the end then? Why was it getting complicated? Did you say handed it over?
On that occasion, for some reason, I couldn't find I can't remember, maybe it was the details I was putting in the details. It could have been me. I was putting something in wrong and I was having problems with it.
Which site were you on when you were doing that then?
I think it was Ryanair. She booked some flights for, I think, 3 people, and then I was going to book the flights for another 3, and I'd got all the information, gone to do it. For some reason, I got to a certain point and it just wasn't going through. I can't remember why.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit... Geez.
Yeah.
What did you send those as very flights to whoever we booked it in the end then?
I think she just said, give me everyone's details and I'll do it.
Yeah, who?
The people I was booking for.
Yeah.
So my details and then 2 other people.
Yeah. But you passed it over there to someone else, did you?
You know what? I don't know if this... I think this is actually... No, I think I booked the flights myself.
Yeah.
But when we had to change them, it's when I came into... I couldn't...
So you basically made the booking, so you took everyone's details, you made the booking, put their names in, but then you came to add in some kind of details afterwards or change.
Well, it was obviously with the pandemic, we looked at what our options were, whether we could swap and what the fees were in terms of whether you could do it for free, whether there was extra charges and your baggage and things like that. And then when I went to change the details for everybody and change it to a new date, that was when I had problems.
Okay, Well, you'd already bought the tickets that point.
Yes.
Whoever
so it's
sorted
moving
it
over.
Yeah, whoever sorted it out then just kind of went and logged into your login. Yeah. Alright then. Sound alright then, we'll book some tickets then.
Yes.
Let me just get the Easyjet site up. Google up.
So bloody long ago, I can't even remember how to do it.
Well, that sound that the assassin interview done, so and it was sound, it was perfect. So okay then. So what we go? Are we now then?
It's on the screen.
There's a touch screen there every time I go to press buttons and stuff. But no, that's not an excuse. I cleaned new deck for the first time.
120 emails in your 129 emails. I'd have an absolute panic attack.
It's just the business went.
You're still getting stuck.
We still won't check emails anymore. Give me anxiety. Right. So, thinking about those Craig's wedding and the other times that you went and kind of had a group booking, any kind of group bookings. You're going to go to Spain, anywhere in Spain, so you can choose for a week. And let's say that you've decided you're going to go, and Annie and Jude and Linz and Andrew have said they're going to go, and Kitty as well, yeah.
Okay, so child as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you can Spain anywhere. I'm going to use Easyjet, testing Easyjet websites. So just go through the steps, what you do if you wanted to start thinking about flights.
So it's actually on the Easyjet website?
Yeah, it's just on the Easyjet website. Normally you'd use Skyscanner, you said, but for this test, just use Easyjet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's on this page then?
I've got where I want to fly from. Liverpool's usually the closest, but I can maybe change that to like Liverpool or Manchester.
This is something I was going to ask you actually, because of your situation. You can go from Manchester or Liverpool.
Yeah.
Why, when you went last time, why did you choose one or the other? Did you compare different airlines, or did you have to do one or two searches or something?
I think it was just we knew Liverpool and Manchester were both easy accessible for like taxis and transport and things like that. So we just went with.
Did you have to do a search on Manchester and then a search on Liverpool?
I think we did. Like normally it'd be like Northwest or Liverpool and Manchester, and you'd look for both those things. It's not one way. So how many? So there's how many adults?
There's 5 adults and a child. Yeah. So.
And what about dates? Do I know my dates already?
Any time in September. So you haven't got any accommodation booked yet. So just you're thinking you want to go somewhere in September. Whereabouts? Going from Liverpool.
Click to choose departure airport. So I've already got Liverpool on there. I'm going to put Manchester as well. Oh no, it's just so it only gives you the one option.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll just do one search today. Yeah, we'll just do one search today, but in normal times you'd probably do Manchester and Liverpool then.
So departing. Do I have to put dates in there? Let me show September.
Yeah.
Let's try Saturday the 4th. Returning. So a week, Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
5 adults and 1 child under 15. This is just for flights, it's not including holidays as well.
Yeah.
So click on show flights. So this is showing us the lowest fares. There's no flights either way, so there's no flights on the Friday or the Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
So what information is on there then?
So I've got departure and arrival, and it's showing me the lowest fare. Right, so it doesn't show me anything else. That must be the only flight then, I assume, because nothing else has come up. And then it's also got like little places to stay.
Okay, so there is no flights available on Friday and Saturday, but normally.
And it's also popped up here. Sorry, you can also fly from Liverpool, so you could maybe look at that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So when you were talking about Andrew's wedding, you said you could have going for a full week, their wedding was in the middle sometimes. When you're at this stage, looking at the flights, would you like? Did you look at rough days? It wasn't just a fixed Saturday you put in, or
yeah, if I remember rightly, because when I just signed this EasyJet, it's just got one flight available. Where when we were looking with Ryanair and we were looking at dates, it gave us the option of putting sort of 3 days before or 3 days after. So it would give you not just one day, a few other flights that are available. But
so it was handy to see that.
So you could choose a different day to go on.
Well, we've only chosen Barcelona from Manchester. There's only one flight available.
Which is a bit surprising to be honest, to Barcelona. But
that's fine. So basically, there's not much to choose from in terms of different flights.
There's nothing. Yeah, just one.
So what else have you got? Is there everything on here that you would need to make a decision?
No, not really. I would maybe look at. If I was actually going to book, I wouldn't just go with the first thing that came up. I'd maybe try a different website or different days.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I
wouldn't just go with the first thing that came up.
Save this then, if you want to compare these with other websites.
I'm a bit old school. They'll probably write it down on a piece of paper.
It's fine. It's fine.
I should go ahead. Do you want to try and look at another airline, or
well,
should we just go ahead and book? They're quite cheap flights, to be fair. I think so.
Yeah, fair enough. So, how would you select the flights now? If you're going to make a choice, if you're going to go to those ones, should we try and go to Malaga as well, just in case.
Yeah.
Just go Malaga, just to
so change search. So let's try somewhere else. Do they even fly? Gran Canaria, Ibiza, Lanzarote. Still the same dates. Update search. Changing your flight room removal. Yeah, go. Okay, so you've got a bit more. Slightly more options. So there's a Friday flight and a Saturday flight. Yeah. It's like it's cheaper to travel on the Friday and come back a day earlier on the. Travel on the Saturday and come back on the Friday.
So in this case, what's the most important thing you look at really at this stage when you're making a decision now? When you're comparing flights, what you're most bothered about?
To be honest, if I was booking a flight, you want a full week's holiday. You wouldn't necessarily come home a day early just to save 30 quid.
Yeah, fair enough. So as well as the price, then you look at dates.
Yes. So it's still cheaper if you wanted to travel. So instead of traveling on Saturday, you could do Friday to Friday.
Yeah.
Which looks like a better option.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. We'll just go ahead that and
we've got the Friday. So there's a plus sign there, so I think that means yes, I want that one. And your return one, coming back on the Friday. Right, yeah, so we selected that, then you click continue. So then this tells me, so I can choose whether I want standard or I want cabin bags, and seating, speedy boarding.
Yeah, what do you see by here, by the way? Is it so this is all, what are these options here then?
And then you've got it's all your sort of details with booking regarding your luggage and your seat, and also the boarding. So what you get for your money. So you could so for £145 per person, which just we wouldn't do that. That's way too expensive. So the recommended standard plus that includes your underseat cabin bag, overhead cabin bag. So that's no actual hold luggage included in that, is it? From what I can see. No. So it's like a handbag and maybe another cabin bag.
So what do you think?
And that's an extra £40 a person. That's a lot to me. Yeah. I think, and it's not even including your large. If you're taking a large suitcase for your week's holiday.
Right. So
I'd maybe continue with this, which is nothing, and then add baggage on. Yeah, because it's you've just got your small underseat cabin bag. And I would hope as well later on you could maybe add a seat booking if you wish to.
Yeah.
But I don't. Should we go? So I'm going to do the standard for now. Oh. Okay. So this is showing me the seating plan, and for each passenger you have to select the available seats. Okay.
So say if Kitty wants to sit by the window or something like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot left. It shows you various prices for each section of the plane.
Yeah,
so
how do those prices relate to the ones that you just saw on the other packages?
They're slightly cheaper.
These ones.
But this is just for the seat, not including speedy boarding or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. What is that one
So extra leg room, $24.99. Speedy boarding. Was that cheaper? I can't even remember. Yeah, it was cheaper because I think it's like a tenner cheaper. Now I've got to this stage. They're still too expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know why these.
You wouldn't know if you clicked on the middle option on the last page, for instance. How would that relate to these ones? I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed more expensive when you clicked on that to when you get to this bit. So maybe that's a bit. I don't know if that's a sneaky thing to get you to book first before thinking about it. I don't know. Don't know how they design it. So obviously we want it as cheap as possible. So standard, you get an underseat bag and you can choose your seat, and that's $6.99. And there's more options here, so we could sit together.
Yeah.
So for each person, is it? So adult number 1, maybe book here. Adult number 2 here. Number 3 there. Number 4 there. Adult number 5, and then the child. Get the little window seat.
What are you looking at over there?
So we can all sit together.
Yeah, I mean, we keep looking over to the right hand side. You're looking at what's over there.
I was looking at what's going on, so what the cost is so far. It shows you what's in your basket and each sort of price per seat. And so you've got 5 times adult at $64.99, which is the ticket price, and then you've got the child, and it still shows you. It shows you the arrival and departure times. Okay, so that's my seats booked.
Yeah. What would you do next then?
Hold on a minute, what's that? Manchester to... Oh, right, this is on the way back. Okay. So continue.
What's that?
Now this gives you an option for an upgrade of your seat. So if you want to bring on extra cabin luggage, or you can upgrade to a seat with extra leg room.
Yeah. How do you feel about that window now, considering you've just kind of chosen those seats and you were offered the options first? What do you think? Do you think there'd ever be a time where at this point of the process you'd decide, after having previously decided not to upgrade?
I wouldn't. It's irrelevant to me because I've already decided I don't want to spend any extra money, and we don't need extra leg room.
Yeah, it's like Mrs. Doyle going, "Are you sure?"
Are you sure now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. I'm going to continue. Oh God. So that one, it's different. I'm sure it's different on mine.
Yeah. These are the 2 ideas. We've just done the outgoing one, so don't worry about the seats for this one. It's quite a long process. Just skip forward as if you're going to choose seats afterwards on the way back.
Oh, skip seats. Yeah. Okay, so we'll skip
just
that.
So we know to take that one.
I'm happy with my choices.
Do you want a sandwich?
Right. Okay. So now it's the hold luggage. So you've got an option of 15 kg, 23 kg, and 26, which obviously go up in price. It's only for a week, so I reckon, I'm just trying to think as well because I've only got hold luggage.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd go for the middle of the road, which is quite expensive still, £36 per flight, £40 to carry a suitcase on. Okay, so maybe go something middle of the road because we've only got one bag on the flight. You know what though, saying that, I'd maybe go back and check the prices with if you did take another, because I gave you the option of just like, you know, your handbag or whatever, and it gave you an option of an overhead, which is obviously, you know, you've got dimensions and you can get quite a decent sized suitcase in there. I'd maybe compare how much it would be to take a 23 kg hold and one bag as opposed to a 15, but it's, to be honest, the price isn't that much, it's £3 extra.
What,
maybe look at that.
How would you do that at this stage then? Because we've already added the flights. If you wanted to go back, I suppose you could look.
There is a little button here to say if you want to go back and do that. Maybe I would look at both options, but there's not much difference on this. And it depends as well on the group. If you're booking for a group of people, some people pack light and they don't want to spend the extra money. Okay, so I'm going to go for the middle of the road one, 23 kg, and I'm going to do. Can I do like half? Because sometimes when we go in groups, some people share suitcases.
That's interesting. Oh yeah. So for this, if you go in a group, say you don't know what Annie and Jude were going to do, so you add yours, and then what would you expect they would do?
We'd just probably decide. Some people will say, "Oh, let's make it cheaper. We can even share a suitcase.
Yeah.
Pack things together."
And you come back afterwards, would you have to have made the booking kind of thing?
No, maybe just go ahead and just decide. Let's book just 4 suitcases instead of 5 or something.
So whilst you were doing this, you would be on to those people.
Yeah.
Okay, on WhatsApp. Yeah.
So should I just do that?
Just as what you want. Yeah. I think we're near the end anyway.
So I'm going to take 4 suitcases, 23 kg, and a different weight bag. What does that mean?
If you want to take 17 or.
Can I have a look at that?
Yeah, see what you think.
Alright, let's just like.
There you go. Yeah. Bowling balls of you.
Normally it's 20, isn't it? I don't know. I've never only booked with 23. And then it shows you the size and all that jazz. Right, okay, so that's added that to the basket, I think. Yeah. So continue. Now it gives you the options of car rental, but we don't need to do that. Skip. Food and drink vouchers, more stuff. Don't need that. Travel insurance, don't need that. Usually when we're booking, everyone just sorts out their own travel insurance separately.
Right.
Is that it?
That's it, yeah. That's great. Just got to sign into the details bit. Yeah, well, I've got one more to do as well, quickly. What do you think about that experience there in terms of how easy it was, how usable the site was? Was it all right?
It was okay. I did find sometimes I'd rather look at all my options first. Like before, when we went ahead, I went ahead with deciding what luggage I wanted to take. You didn't know the price until you'd clicked and you'd chosen and you'd gone through each stage. Where I'd like to see there and then, right? Well, if you book this and this is going to cost this much, and if you book this and this, rather than
so you know how much the luggage.
Sort of going forwards and then back and then all that kind of thing. That might have been an option, but it's fairly simple, I think.
It looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Right, so another one quickly. Maldives of BA. I just want to do the guitar. BA. Just So yeah, I'm going to go to Maldives 10 nights to British Airways. Yeah.
British Airways. So we're just looking at flight times.
So what's on this page then? What's this?
They give you a choice of to and from, and return flight, and then how many passengers or whether you want to fly economy or whatever. So we're going to fly from Manchester to where we're going, Maldives. Right, okay. Just asks for specific dates, so
next year, next spring maybe, or September.
Let's go in September the 18th, and a return flight, and we're going for, what's that? Is that 10 days? What's that? Returning on that should be right, isn't it? No, yeah. Right, okay. And how many people is it for?
Just 2 this time, yeah.
2 adults. And so this gives you a choice of price for economy, premium, business, or first. I'd maybe look at both. I'd start with economy.
Yeah.
But I know it's a long flight, so I'd want to see what my options were. But
yeah.
Right, trying to think.
So you're saying if you were going long haul, you might choose to go
Something a bit more, spend a bit more money.
Sure. So what's on this page now?
Here
What's
it
the first
gives
thing we're looking at then?
a lot of options for flight. Oh, hold on a minute. What's that then? Manchester departures. It's all from the same. Oh, all from the same airport. But I'm just confused with. Oh right, so you've got 2 connection flights, economy, checked baggage. Why is this? I don't understand this.
What's that?
So this one's the same time, arriving at 8:35, and this one's the same time, arriving at 15:20, both with 2 connections. I don't understand. Does that mean you'd maybe stop off somewhere and then get another flight later on or something? I don't know.
I think connections are right. Maybe it's to do with what does the information say on the boxes there? Is it the what information is in those boxes?
Right, so if you click on the box, it will tell you your options with seat choice and your baggage allowance, and it gives you economy and business price. So that's good. So you've got both.
So you've gone for that flight.
I don't know why. I just clicked on the first one.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. Watching the differences between those flights, though, it's a similar price.
It's a lot. It's a big, massive difference. We're talking, £2.5 grand plus for business class.
Okay, yeah, but in between choosing this one and this one.
Okay, yes, the flight time. So.
What are the differences?
So you've got 2 connections. I don't get it. I don't get it. This one's travelling from 6:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
2 connections, flight details. Right, okay. So if you click on that, it tells you the terminal, arrive.
What would you like to know at this stage then when you're choosing?
What's the difference between the flight time? I don't understand it.
Well, it says that one there says 21:50, doesn't it? And then that one says 18:55. Do you think that's the time? That's the length of the flight duration?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's different. So yeah, it just shows you the flight times and how long. Yeah. So maybe you'd have to do a different route or something like that. It must know which why it takes longer or something.
Yeah. Well, I think it's connection time, is it, when you're waiting in the middle of the airport?
Right. Okay. So
that's fair enough though, because you should know really at this stage you should know what you're like.
I'm a bit daft, and I've never really booked a big flight like that before. Anyway, that's longer than 4 hours probably.
What would you want to know to make you reassured before you chose those flights then?
There's the connections.
Yeah.
That's another factor.
I think that's probably one of the factors, isn't it, at this stage? Yeah.
For a long haul flight, you don't want to be on and off planes half the time. And obviously the price is something, and when it's flying from, but it's 10-day holiday.
Yeah.
This one, so it's overnight, travelling from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's only got 1 connection.
Okay.
I'll probably look at that one.
Yeah.
And it seems cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's the shortest flight as well.
So with this though, it only gives you economy and business where there were other options available. So it'd be interesting to see what one above from economy would be, and what you'd get for your money.
So if you click on that, then
so you get 123 kg and your free seat, and then in business class you obviously get a more luxurious seat that you can turn into a bed if it's like overnight, and that's all the information it gives you. So based on that, it doesn't really look like it's
You don't know what, yeah, because it asked when you were on the landing page, it asked you to choose between premium and economy, didn't it?
Yeah,
But,
there was 4 options there. This time it's just economy and business, and for what they put in your flight details and what you get for that money.
Yeah. So it doesn't really correlate to what you were told previously, I suppose, does it?
Yeah.
So
shall I select economy because there's an extortionate.
And now what have we got?
So showing. Oh, wait, now it tells me they don't fly that route on the dates I've chosen. Right.
It doesn't matter. Let's just say you're flexible anyway. You're flexible, so just see what you're going to
So. Now it's showing me the other options on. Well, it doesn't show the. Where's the date? Connecting journeys. Am I being daft here?
No, where is the date? Yeah, that's not being daft.
So is this showing? Did I pick the 16th? Right, okay. I picked the 16th, so this is a little toolbar on the top.
Yeah.
And here it's highlighted Wednesday the 29th and the price. Maybe I can move. I thought that gave me a little option of showing before. Yeah, so it gives me options of other dates I could pick instead. Okay. Let's try
You would come
travelling.
back on the 16th, right?
I don't know. It's a bit confusing. I thought.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
This little toolbar doesn't show what dates I'm travelling to and from. It's just highlighted.
The ones that you typed in at the beginning, it doesn't say, does it?
So right, okay, so.
Well, let's just say, well, sake of argument, you know, with,
so this is
16th might have been the day you set to go
out, and then this is the returning. Right,
yeah.
okay. It's probably me being silly, but it just doesn't seem very clear on this website.
That's fine. That's
Okay, so what date have we got there? Let's go. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. It's quite a slow website as well. You think that would just let you scroll through instead of taking so long to.
Do search.
Right, so 29th, travelling back on the 29th. These are my options, economy or business again. Obviously a lot cheaper this time. Coming back with business class, it's almost half the price of going out. Also, so you've got 2 connections for all these flights, and none of them have got 1.
So what the length of journey like?
It varies between 19 hours to 26.
So what would you choose on here? They all look similar priced. What would be the...
I just go for. Why does it keep doing that? Right. I'll just go for these ones then, the first ones. So, economy again. And it shows you what you get, which is obviously just your seat and your baggage. It doesn't. Where do I have to go on to the next step? Do I have to click on them? So I have to select them, right? Sorry. So select this one. Takes a lot. Takes a lot longer. Okay, so that's giving me some information about COVID. So flying to this destination is giving you some information about
What's that?
What is it?
It's just COVID stuff.
Right, so yeah, okay, yeah, I understand. So now I've got my journey planned out, so I've got my outward and inward flights. Okay.
options at the bottom?
This.
Yeah, just all the extra stuff we're looking at here.
So you've got organise your trip, so it gives you can add an e-voucher, you can look at hotels on this page, and car hire, which is sort of pretty standard. I don't need to look at that, so I'm just going to agree and continue.
Alright then, yeah, that's fine, we'll stop there then.
Is that it?
Yeah. So what do you think of that one then? Compared to...
I didn't like the website. I didn't think it was very clear. I didn't think it was very user friendly.
Yeah.
Didn't stand out.
Yeah. Couldn't see the dates when you were trying to...
Yeah, it didn't sort of show what you'd up. So normally it'd have a little box and go, right, so you've booked, these are your outbound flights and the dates and the price. Now you're booking your return flights.
Yeah.
You like to have all that. It's just a weird, difficult site to navigate around.
Yeah.
And I'd never booked a flight like that before, and I don't understand the time differences and the changes and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's what it come down to, I suppose. Along a flight like that is those dates and times and lengths and connections.
I think you'd spend a lot more time as well with a flight like that, just trying to suss it out and looking at prices. Where the Easyjet was just a basic to Spain and it had all the information on what you needed for.
Yeah, sure. That's good though. Yeah, sound note. That's all.